Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Okay, so today we're just going to do a couple things. I'm going to go through what I've finished reading, what I started reading. I'm going to do a small little book haul, just some items that I've picked up recently. And then we're going to talk about The Cosmic Puppets by Philip K. Dick. So, first off, I finished The Cosmic Puppets by Philip K. Dick. Of course, this is another one of the it's not really a read-along, but it's something that Moyd is doing on his Media Death Cult channel, where he wants to read through all the Philip K. Dick books, but not in any specific order. So I've talked about this several times. So this is the next one on the list that I'm hitting, and it was The Cosmic Puppets. I really wanted to read it last month, but I didn't get to it. So I read it first this month. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I did finish The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm going to actually do a totally separate video for this and a little bit of more of an expanded video talking about other books that I have in my collection and I've read, and just some of my thoughts on, you know, the J.R.R. Tolkien Lord of the Rings books. It just would be too much to talk about this and The Cosmic Puppets in one video, so I'm going to be doing that one next. We'll talk about it. I liked it. It was fun. Also, so I started the second book in the Expanse novels, Calibans War Number Two. Again, this is an actual read-along that I'm doing with Moyd and his channel, Media Death Cult. You can look up his videos, and he's got some Discord channels talking about each book and everything. I just started that. Once I finish this, I will be reading the short story that goes along with this time frame. Just started that. I'm only in about 40 pages. Not very far. You all know I love the first one, Leviathan Weeks. And I just started reading, finally, Stephen King, Billy Summers. Again, I'm only about 50 pages into this, so we'll see. You know I love my Stephen King. So that's what I'm reading now. All right, so before we talk about The Cosmic Puppets, I did pick up some books. I didn't really do one of my huge, book hauls. I got to try to cut down a little bit on my book buying. I don't have room for everything. But anyways, when I see something that's a good deal, or they're selling, it's on sale, it's cheap, I grab it. So this first one here is Classic Westerns by Zane Grey. This is a really cool edition, very floppy, but look at the inside cover, is pretty cool. It's a Western, of course, Zane Grey, and it's bound in this leather. I don't know if it's faux leather. It's probably faux leather, I'm sure. But there's several stories in here. Novellas, novelettes, short, fiction. But I had this guilty pleasure of sometimes when I'm a little stressed out, maybe I'm having some depression problems or something, I just go and I read a Western. I don't know if y'all have had that similar thing. Is there a book, is it romances for you, or, something YA that you just want to relax and read, almost like a palate cleanser? I do that with Westerns every once in a while. So I grabbed that. It was like $3 or something. So I grabbed that book. Watch out here, Tad. Get that out of the way. All right. Oh no. This next one, y'all. I picked this up. It's a Hazelwood novel, The Night Country by Melissa Albert. I think it was $2 or $1.99. So why did I pick it up? The cover is really nice. It's got that soft feel to it. I really picked it up because I've been wanting to get the other books in this series, the Hazelwood, and I don't have it. So now by getting this, it's going to force me to get it. I don't know if y'all have read it. I think it's going to be fun. I've heard some good things about it. Melissa Albert. Yeah. So, I mean, how can you pass this up for $1.99? Really? But of course, it makes me have to get the other book in the series. I'll get it. Next. I don't think I showed you all this one here. This is Brides of Americorps. Gregory Mcguire. If you all heard of Gregory Mcguire, yeah, say that 3 times fast. You know, he did Wicked, Son of a Witch, Lion, Out of Oz. He did those books, Confessions of a Ugly Stepsister, couple other, like taking old fairy tales or stories and putting his little spin on it. Well, this is the Brides of Americorps. I thought the cover was beautiful. Again, I think I found this in $4.99 book bin. I loved his other books. All of his other books have been really cool. There's the Americorps Abiding. It's got a little map in there. Gotta love maps, right? So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to this book, but I do like Gregory Mcguire, and I just thought that was really beautiful. It actually, of course, oh, she's green. Why is she green? Is she related to Elphaba? I think this story actually fits in with his whole Oz story line that he does. So I got that one, Gregory Mcguire. Cool. This one. All right, so this is my first book that I've gotten from PS Publishing. And they do some really cool, this is a small publishing company that does some really cool stuff. Mostly along the lines of horror, but they do a couple other things. But this is the first one that I've actually gotten from them. And this is Ramsey Campbell, Master of Weird Fiction. And it's by T.S. Joshi. And there's a foreword by Ramsey Campbell in it. If you don't know who Ramsey Campbell is, he wrote in what people are saying, of course, is the Cthulhu mythos type weird fiction stories, very much along the lines of H.P. Lovecraft. S.T. Joshi was an editor of a lot of the books that we read by H.P. Lovecraft, and Ramsey Campbell was in that vein. So this novel is basically S.T. Joshi doing some, I don't know, a history about Mr. Campbell, his Lovecraftian influences, a little, like I said, biography in here, different periods of his life and the different writings. Things that, I don't know, I'm interested in, so I got it. It's got a really, look at the inside here. Yeah, very Lovecraftian. And the best part is, where is it? Here it is. This special signed edition of Ramsey Campbell, Master of Weird Fiction, is limited to 100 copies. And that's what PS Publishing does. They do these publications, and they're usually limited editions. This one is number 55. And as you see here, you've got a picture of Mr. Campbell and Mr. Joshi right there, and they are signed by both of them. So this is going to be a treasure in my collection. I'm going to take the cover off here and show you basically the book here. It's the, geez, I don't have enough hands. It's the same as this here, but it's on the actual hardcover of the book. I don't know. It makes me happy. So I got it. And it's my first PS Publishing novel. Can't wait to dive into that. Probably in October. You know, the scary month. What else did I get? I got, I picked this up. Shadow of the Sith, Adam Christopher, another Star Wars novel. Nice soft cover. Cool picture on the front there. You know I love my Star Wars novels. So I got that one. And I got another one. Another soft cover. Brotherhood, Mike Chen. Of course, cool picture right there of Anakin and Obi-Wan on the front. I can't wait to dive into that. I haven't finished the trilogy yet that I'm reading with Thrawn. So that I'll probably read one of those next month. Finish up that trilogy. But one more for y'all. You know I got this. I had to get this. Tad Williams. This is the third novel in the Last King of Ostenard. So this is the second trilogy. Of course, it's Tad Williams, so a trilogy means 4 books for Tad. I've talked about this several times. Couldn't wait to get it into the Narrow Dark, but it is a different style cover than the first 2 books, and I don't know if I like the cover itself. I wish the first 2 would either be the same or this one would be the same as the first 2. If you can follow what I'm saying there. But either way, I mean, you know I'm going to read it. So there's going to be, I think, one more in this series of Ostenard novels. So I don't know if I'm going to wait for the 4th one, or they're all big. I mean, Tad Williams, you know, writes huge books, huge novels. This is, well, with all the names and stuff in the back, it's over 600 pages. So I don't know. I may start the first one. I don't know. I'm rambling here, but that's just a small bit of books that I picked up recently. All right, so let's start talking about the Cosmic Puppets. All right, Cosmic Puppets by Philip K. Dick. We'll get the numbers out of the way. It was published in 1957, but it's actually a revision of A Glass of Darkness, which was published in 1956 in a small science fiction magazine called Satellite Science Fiction. And so I think you see this a lot with Philip K. Dick. He tends to write several novels that are quite similar, I think, or they're in a certain vein, right? So this one, Cosmic Puppets, is written in that vein, like Time Out of Joint, for instance, where reality isn't really real, kind of thing. Do we know what is real and what is reality, really, right? And of course, it's Philip K. Dick, so it can be out there a little bit. This one that I have has 186 pages, so it's almost like a novella. It's very, very short book. Now, on Goodreads, it only has a 3.47 rating, which actually I kind of think might be a little high. There are fans of this book that I started delving into some stuff, and I couldn't believe it. There's a whole, I think, YouTube channel called Cosmic Puppets, and they talk about Philip K. Dick. And of course, this is one of their favorite books. So what is it about? So it starts with this guy, Ted Barton, and he's on vacation with his wife. His wife's nagging him, and he thinks he wants to, they're near his childhood home where he was born and grew up, a town called Millgate. It's in Virginia. So he says, hey, let's swing by there. I want to just check out, where I was born and stuff. And he drives in this town, and it's totally different. It doesn't have the same stores. The streets aren't the same. They're named differently. He's very confused. He decides there's something going on. Something weird is going on. He decides to stay there. His wife goes on and gets a hotel room somewhere else. That's another problem. But anyway, so he stays there. He wants to figure out what the heck is going on here. He meets a couple people. Dr. Mead, he's a family physician in town. He meets his daughter, Mary. Really nice. These people are nice to him. Give him a little place to stay. He meets this town drunk. His name's William Christopher. He plays a big role in the story. There's another little boy he meets, Peter Trilling. And there's something weird going on. While he's staying at this like bed and breakfast, and he's talking with Dr. Mead, they're all hanging out in the back porch or wherever. These wanderers, they call them the wanderers, walk through. They're ghosts. You can see right through them. They can walk right through you, right through the furniture. Now he's really like freaking out. What the hell is going on in this town? And nobody seems to realize it. Dr. Mead says, I've been here for my whole life. And he doesn't remember Dr. Mead. But the Dr. Mead says, well, you look familiar. And what's your name? And he kind of hesitant, but he says, well, I'm a Barton. Oh, you look just like this Ted Barton. Of course, it was him, who actually died around 18 years ago of scarlet fever. What? What's going on now? So basically, he had left this Millgate town right before this. They're calling it the change, which happened 18 years ago. The town drunk, maybe because of his alcoholism or whatever, he kind of remembers that something happened. The whole town just changed 18 years ago. And this happened, I guess, right before or right after Ted actually moved away. So he wasn't affected by it, but for some reason, the town thinks there was a kid named Ted Barton who died of scarlet fever. Anyways, it kind of goes on from there. It's just one of those weird stories by Philip K. Dick. What happens is he eventually can see that there's these two giant beings on either side of town, and I guess they're not even moving, but apparently he eventually learns that one is called Ormazd and one is called Ahriman, and they're having this basically a cosmic battle that has been raging for billions of years, and it's good versus evil, right? Who's going to come out on top? Whatever. I'm not going to give it all away, but yeah, definitely gives me the vibes of Time Out of Joint. And like I said, I think what he's done is, this is one of his earliest novels, and I think he just builds, it's not really a rewrite, but I think he builds on these ideas and writes more, a couple other novels that build on a similar idea. He has a couple of these time frames, but I gave it a 3. It's not the greatest Philip K. Dick book I've ever read. It's not probably going to be the worst. It was fun. It's easy. It's fast. good versus evil. It's reality is not real, but is it real type of thing. I think it's early enough in his career that he gets absolutely gets better as he writes. But as we all know, he actually starts declining mentally the older he gets and the more he writes. So I don't know. It's almost for me a YA novel. I mean, it's very tight, very short, very easy reading. Even the ideas that he's talking about in here, good versus evil, billions of years of battle, reality, not reality, is still a basic, I think, idea for him at the time of writing this novel. So it's definitely accessible. It's not hard to read or understand. But let me know if you have any experience with this cosmic puppets. Like I said, there are some people who are just huge fans of this. I don't know. It was all right. Do I suggest reading it? Absolutely. I mean, it's only going to take you a couple minutes. Some people, I mean, I don't know how y'all read this fast, but I can't. 186 pages, and you're done, and you've experienced Philip K. Dick. Actually, probably a good book to start with, just to, if you don't, if you're nervous about Philip K. Dick, start with Cosmic Puppets and read through it. It's fun. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'm going to do a video, like I said, with the Silmarillion and other J.R.R. Tolkien things I want to talk about. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.